Welcome into Clippers Countdown as your LA Clippers are in Phoenix on the front end of a back-to-back and taking on a 30-19 Suns team that some have described as a surprise team in the same way the Clippers were last season, a team that's overachieving compared to the national media's off-season expectations as they've established a tougher identity on the defensive end with Dillon Brooks. Dillon the Villain has been a hero for them, leading them. But after the Clippers' slow start at the beginning of the season, they're starting to look like last year's version of the team, having won 16 of their last 20 games, even after taking a loss in Denver on Friday, where a controversial call impacted the game. They would eventually fall 122-109. But there's still one game left on this three-game road trip and still a chance to make it a successful one. If they can win tonight in Phoenix against a rival team and the only team to knock them out of the playoffs 3 different times. Tip-off in Phoenix between your LA Clippers and the Suns is coming up just about 59 minutes from now. Here at the pregame show, we're going to have Big Shot Bob Flom on, Robert Flom. Yes, we'll talk to him about having to eat the tweet. We'll also hear from an assistant coach, but up next, it's your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. I'm Adam Osland, and this is Clippers Countdown right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Shake the stress away. I wasn't looking for nobody when you look my way.
Clippers in Phoenix taking on the Suns. Tip-off is just about 58 minutes away. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. This is the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. It's Clippers Countdown. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll be joined by Carlo Jimenez. But first, we're going back in time in Clippers Rewind, back to May 14th of 2006. Back then, we had the horror movie Silent Hill in theaters. Hottest song on the radio, Temperature by Sean Paul. But the Clippers were feeling the heat in the second round of a big playoff series in Phoenix against the Suns.
Shot clock at 10.
Sam Cassell loves these moments.
Sam Cassell! Nash for three. Thomas for three.
Sam Cassell, how many times have we seen this? Big shots after big shot. His team was struggling. Elton Brand had knocked in a shot to push it to three. He makes the three to push it to six. It's the guy who watched a lot of the fourth quarter the other night when his team saw the game slip away. Mike Dunleavy not taking that chance tonight.
Sam Cassell, a big shot taker and maker. One of the best in NBA history, in my not-so-humble opinion. He would end up tying the series up at 2 games apiece with that big three-pointer late as the Clippers would win 114-107 at Staples Center back in 2006. Sam played for the Clippers for just 2.5 seasons, but averaged 14 and 5 per game and helped them during that playoff run in 2006. Clippers would eventually lose to the Suns in 7 games in the second round. Clippers in Phoenix tonight, taking on the Suns. Tip-off just about 56 minutes away. Coming up next, we got Carlo Jimenez right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in Phoenix taking on the Suns. Tip-off just about 53 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, you're going to hear from assistant coach Dante Jones on the show. Plus, we got big shot Bob Flom, Robert Flom a little bit later, but join the show right now from Phoenix, Arizona. Your radio host of the Clippers, Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, how we doing?
I'm good, Adam. I'm good. I'm a little sad for our guy Kawhi, but other than that, I'm good.
All right, let's get into it. Kawhi Leonard, one of the snubs, not making it in the Western Conference with the reserves, which is voted on by the coaches. If Kawhi's in, who's out in your opinion, Carlo?
Wow, put me in the spot.
I know it's already hot in Phoenix, but
Yeah. I mean, if I'm looking at it, and I know we're the other team in Los Angeles, but I just can't. I don't know how LeBron is in over Kawhi Leonard. I'm not sure what category in the NBA LeBron is leading. I don't think any actually, but I understand that one maybe more than Denny Avdia. Again, I think it's just too hard, Adam. Honestly, I think we have to
not
go
enough
away
roster
from.
spots.
You got to go away from East West. I mean, if we're being honest,
That'd be nice.
I think you have to go away for. If you're an all-star, you're an all-star. It does not matter what. I mean, no offense to Pascal Siakam, but how is he getting in over Kawhi Leonard, right? I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because there's so many good players. The Clippers did start so slow. I don't know if you can pick one guy perfectly who doesn't belong. I think all the guys deserve to belong, and congratulations to all of those guys. But I'd just like to read you this, Adam. There are 4 guys who averaged 25 points and did not make the All-Star game. Michael Porter Jr. on a Nets team that I don't know if winning is their first priority. Lauri Markkanen on a Jazz team, and I'm going to repeat the same there. And then Kawhi Leonard and James Harden.
Yeah.
So I think that it's tough. It's tough.
Well, obviously, team record does matter. And while Kawhi has been the best player in the league the last 6 weeks, we can make that argument.
Yeah.
The season did start in late October, and the Clippers
did.
got off to that slow start, and it put them behind the 8 ball. There's still an importance on what they can do from here on out. And we'll see if Kawhi has a little something extra for the Phoenix Suns today since he didn't end up making the team. We'll see if Kawhi has another 55-point type of game in him against the Suns. Before we get to that, let's go back a little bit. Clippers lost in Denver, compounding the hurt from Kawhi not making the All-Star game. There was a little bit of a controversial call late in that game with about the 7:30 mark of the fourth quarter in Denver on Friday night. And Carla, I pulled up the rule book, and there's 14 different ways that a call like that can be reviewed, that can trigger a review, which it was with Jordan Miller guarding Tim Hardaway Jr. on the right wing with about 7.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He threw up an air ball. Eventually, there was a stoppage in play because the ball went out of bounds. He was laying there on the floor. Looked like he did get banged up and hurt his ankle. And then they decided to review a non-call. Well, a non-call, according to the 14 different ways there can be a review that's triggered there, is not one of them. So an interesting ruling by the league there and the officials in that game, and it was a 4-point game. The Clippers had momentum. I believe it was a 12-2 run, and unfortunately from there, things spiraled on them. Coach Lue took the high road post-game, didn't want to discuss it any further, but you're someone that knows the rules as well as anyone, and we were both very surprised as it happened.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that we, again, talk about that I think is so interesting about that play is if the ball comes off the rim or if the Clippers inbound, there's no chance to review there. Or if, I mean, maybe he even makes it. I don't know. But the fact that it was an air ball and the ball goes out of bounds give them a reason to review. And I think that's just the strangest part of all that situation is that somehow if the ball hits iron, if Tim Hardaway Jr., who, by the way, had been shooting the lights out, somehow gets some part of that rim, there's no review there. You can't stop the play to review. And there's no challenge by Adelman. That's the weird part, too. But I guess the referee's talking about how any reckless play you can therefore review. Interesting one in that one. Obviously, I don't think it's the reason the Clippers lost. You mentioned, I mean, I think you're right. It was a point in the game in which momentum was up in the air. The Clippers were rolling. They were right back into the ball game. And then all of a sudden we had this long break. And you can see the frustration on the Clippers coaches and players on the sideline when that call was made. And they felt like, you know, is this even Adam, you could go to this. You could call that play a flagrant, but not a shooting foul.
Right.
So then it would be one free throw in the ball, not 3 free throws for the Denver Nuggets. I don't know.
They didn't even rule it a reckless closeout. They ruled it a common foul.
A common foul.
They were reviewing something that was unreviewable according to the rule book from everything that I've seen. I have no idea how they were able to do that.
That was a weird one.
Yeah, very strange.
Definitely a strange one. I'm sure a lot of Clipper Nation with that in the All-Star game maybe feels a little bit like they're getting kicked to the curb, but winning cures everything, and hopefully the Clippers can get a win here tonight against a Phoenix team that is rolling at them. The two hottest teams out west since December 20th, the Phoenix Suns and the LA Clippers.
Oh, I like that. And a guy who's coming in hot, John Collins, I thought was spectacular in that game in Denver with the highlight plays, the three-point shooting, the energy, the hustle. It just exemplifies the way he's been playing the last 6 weeks or so for this Clippers team.
Yeah, he's been next level for the Clippers. I mean, John Collins leading the league in three-point percentage in the month of, or leading the West in three-point percentage in January. That's how good he was for the Clippers. You're talking 60% his last 17 games. I mean, this is a guy who I think, Adam, not only is he shooting so well and scoring so well, he's bringing excellent energy to this group, and energy that they need, that youthful enthusiasm to the Clippers. He's attacking the offensive glass in big moments. He's getting out in transition. He's fighting on the defensive end and really being a vocal leader. I mean, we've heard Kobe Sanders and Jordan Miller talk about how much Collins' really leadership has helped them throughout this season. I don't know if the Clippers could have asked. I know it was a slow start for John Collins. It's been a slow start to the season for the Clippers, but I don't know if anyone expected this version of John Collins. I mean, he has been just an elite player in the month of January. You hope it continues as the calendar flips to February, but they have gotten everything and more from John Collins. That was funny. Collins was interviewed in Denver about, what does it mean how you guys are winning? He goes, everything's better when you win. He goes, you sleep better. The food tastes better. Your Netflix show's even a little better. And that's been huge for the Clippers.
It made the rip look better with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, which I thought was terrible.
Wow. I got the first 5 minutes down, and then I got distracted.
Felt like a rip off, even though it's free if you got Netflix. Somebody else that played pretty well, at least in the fourth quarter. I thought the young guys struggled a little bit in Denver with Jordan and Kobe. But Kobe Sanders to start the fourth gave them a huge lift, stepping up.
Yeah, he was big in that fourth quarter. Kobe Sanders continues to shoot the ball at an elite rate at him, 44% his last 8 games. And the biggest thing with Kobe Sanders is just looking comfortable. He's always looked comfortable. He doesn't seem like he's being sped up. And for the Clippers to get the kind of defense they can get out of Kobe Sanders, and then for him to be able to knock down shots, get downhill at an elite level, I'm just glad, him and Jordan Miller, from all signs from the coaching staff, seems like they're going to be on contracts. The Clippers are going to need them to play down the stretch. And so it's been impressive to watch those two guys continue to blossom. Interested to see, Adam, with Bogey getting back in the mix today, where the minutes are distributed between Jordan Miller and Kobe Sanders. But talk about holding down the fort and next man up mentality. Miller and Sanders, who are not in the rotation to start the season, they have been the exact thing the Clippers have needed here their last 20 games.
Carlo Jimenez on the call. Clippers and Phoenix taking on the Suns. Tip-off just about 48 minutes away. And up next, Carlo's got his one-on-one conversation with Dante Jones. We'll see if he asks him about the snub with Kawhi Leonard not making the All-Star game. I'm Adam Oslet, and you're listening to Clippers Countdown right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
You don't wanna with me. Yeah. Got scales in the trunk with me. Okay. Switching.
Clippers in Phoenix taking on the Suns. Tip-off is just about 45 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Osland. Still to come, we'll have Big Shot Bob Flom on. Robert Flom, man of no longer the hour of the week, with him eating his tweet, eat the tweet, after the Clippers completed the 15-3 stretch out of 18 games. They eventually got to 16-3 before losing on Friday night in Denver to the Nuggets. Tonight they're in Phoenix taking on the Suns. More coming up, but first I do want to go back to your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez.
Thanks so much, Adam. Here with assistant coach Dante Jones for the Clippers take on the Phoenix Suns. Coach, in your 4 losses during this 20-game stretch, opponents have shot 53% from 3. When you're defending the three-point line, how do you balance executing but also understanding sometimes teams just get hot?
We have to do our job first and foremost of closing out appropriately to shooters and appropriate to drivers. We got to know who we're closing out to, and we can't have any short closeouts. Some of that's in our control, but some of that's in the team's ability to make tough shots at times. So as long as we do what we're capable of and go according to the scouting report, I think we'll have a good opportunity to win the game.
The Clippers are the only team in the NBA with 2 guys in the top 10 in steals per game, and Chris Dunn and Kawhi Leonard. What about the defensive scheme empowers them to be so aggressive on that end?
The defensive scheme at times gives them ability to to be aggressive. And I think when we're aggressive defensively, that's when we're at our best. Some of our schemes allow those two guys to be able to hunt balls and attack balls, either when on and off the ball. So when they're doing those things, that's when our total defense is at its best, and that's when they're at their best.
Kawhi Leonard was not named an All-Star earlier today. What does it say about the depth of the West that a guy who is averaging 28 on 50, 40, 90, leading the league in steals and free throw percentage doesn't get an All-Star now?
I think that's because of the slow start that we had. Kawhi definitely has been leading us on both sides of the ball. He deserved to be an All-Star, but that's because we weren't doing our fair share of winning. But I'm quite sure if Kawhi keeps doing what he's been doing over this stretch, that it'll work out for us in the end of the season, and it'll be much better of an accolade for him than an All-Star at the end of the year if we keep winning the way we've been winning over the past couple of games.
Last one for you. Phoenix likes to play in transition. They like to create turnovers. What's going to be the key offensively against their aggressive defense?
As you said, taking care of the basketball, not creating turnovers, no live ball turnovers. Make sure we get good shots every possession, taking care of the ball. That'll put us in a good position to win the game.
Thank you so much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Carlo Jimenez pregame with assistant coach Dante Jones. Clippers in Phoenix taking on the Suns. Tip-off just 38 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up next, we'll get your player to watch right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
You say, how can I love you? How can I?
For real, you the only father that I ever knew. I get my pregnant, I'ma be a better you. Prophecies that I made way back in the veil.
Clippers in Phoenix taking on the Suns. Tip-off just about 36 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Welcome back. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up here in just a little bit. Well, Robert Flom on. We'll also get your injury report. But first,
this is LA Clippers basketball.
Watching this guy play right now is really tough. Players to watch.
well, I had to change my player to watch after seeing Kawhi not make the All-Star game. I'm going with the Claw, Kawhi Leonard, who also was struggling and frustrated a little bit Friday night in Denver. Went just 8 of 18, had 21 points, but wasn't getting some calls out there. Clippers overall were frustrated and flustered, and Kawhi didn't have his usual level of efficiency. And now an All-Star snub, the guy who's been the best player probably at the game the last 6 weeks or so. I want to see how he takes it out on the Phoenix Suns. Earlier this season against Phoenix, he did have 27 points That was in Game 2 of the season, their first victory in a 129-102 victory back at Intuit Dome, where he was 11 of 21 from the field, just 1 of 4 from the outside, but 27-5-5. We'll see what he can do tonight because obviously we know no James Harden in this ball game for the Clippers. So Kawhi has an opportunity to put up more shot attempts and get into more of a groove out there. And also he was not listed on the injury report yesterday, so he may be off the minutes restriction as well. We shall see. Coming up next, your injury report and then big shot Bob Flom. Robert Flom from 213 Hoops. Clippers in Phoenix taking on the Suns. I'm Adam Moslin, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Can't get fooled again. Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame.
Clippers in Phoenix taking on the Suns. Tip off about 34 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Welcome back. I'm Adam Moslin. Coming up, we got Robert Flom on from 213 Hoops, the Lob, the Jam, the podcast, Eat the Tweet. Yes, that Robert Flom will be joining us in just a little bit here. But first, your injury report for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard was not even questionable heading into this ball game, so we shall see if he's off the minutes restriction completely. But James Harden is out for personal reasons. Derek Jones Jr. is still out. Bogdan Bogdanović will be returning. He is back. They could use him more, with, of course, James Harden out as well. As for the Phoenix Suns, still without Devin Booker. He had a right ankle sprain about a week ago. Pretty severe one. Jalen Green also out with a right hamstring issue that has been plaguing him all season long. Also left hip contusion. Clippers, Suns, tip-off 31 minutes away. Up next, Robert Flom will be here. I'm Adam Moslin, and you're listening to Clippers Countdown right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
In the middle with a dance floor, reckless, check it, set it, like my necklace started.
Clippers taking on the Suns in Phoenix. Tip off about 30 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. Coming up, we'll get your drive around the league and more. But joining the show right now from 213 Hoops would be Robert Flom. You can follow him at Rich Homie Flom. And I like to call him Big Shot Bob Flom, but does it for the Lob, the Jam, the podcast, and had himself quite the week with Eat the Tweet chants back at Intuit Dome, leading to him eating his tweet that the Clippers would not go 15-3 during any 18-game stretch this season. Why? Because he's a man of his word, and the Clippers have had that type of turnaround. Robert, thanks for joining me here on Clippers Countdown.
Thanks, Adam. It's been a bit, but it's good to be back on, and it's been quite a week.
How many publications did you end up going on, or write-ups were there out there? We know we had you on Clips and Dip for the consuming of the tweet. And how's the tummy feeling right now?
Stomach is feeling fine. I appreciate the concern. A number of publications. The Athletic did an interview. Miriam Swanson of the Orange County did an interview, and then there was from DLLS, the platform, did one, and then I did like another radio thing as well. So this will be the fifth total, like official talk about it, I guess.
All right. Well, we've seen everybody talking about it from NBC to FanDuel, all the different broadcasts. It has been a huge like pop culture moment, at least in Southern California and a little bit beyond. We'll be talking about this for years to come. Never bet against this Clippers team. It's funny, Robert, this was like the one time you were negative about the Clippers and it really went against you. It's crazy.
Yeah. Usually I'm negative and it's usually at least kind of correct. Usually I'm wrong plenty of times. But usually my negativity has some sort of a basis. And this time I was just thoroughly owned by the Clippers. They just proved me completely incorrect. So, you got to eat it. And I did eat it, I guess.
It was on video on Clips and Dip. Check it out from a couple of live shows ago. Robert, something else that was a little bit negative in Clippers land that occurred just about an hour ago. We found out no Clipper making the All-Star game, at least on Sunday. Mm-hmm. I know Giannis is in the Rising Stars competition, but no Kawhi, no James Harden in the All-Star game. What were your thoughts seeing the roster and the guys who made it as reserves instead of Kawhi?
Yeah, I mean, I think Kawhi is the big snub here. Harden has had an all-star caliber season, but I do think, he's kind of dipped in play the last few weeks. Coaches maybe not always the hugest fans of him. I was really not expecting him to make it, even though I think he would be totally worthy. Kawhi not making it is objectively just kind of a little ridiculous. I tweeted, of all the guys who were voted in the West reserves, the only player who I think is pretty clearly having a more deserving season is Anthony Edwards. I think LeBron is the most obvious. Like, why is that guy over Kawhi? But I think you could, like, Benny Avdia is not as good as Kawhi Leonard. They play the same position. The Blazers had been better, but the Clippers have caught them in the standings. That selection doesn't really make much sense. Devin Booker, very good, but he hasn't had like an amazing year. You just go up and down the list. Kevin Durant, makes sense, checks out. Chet Holmgren, second best player on the Thunder, but like just clearly not as good a player as Kawhi Leonard. And so, I think it's a snub. Like, that term is thrown around a lot and is not always accurate. But in this case, I think it really is. Kawhi is much better than a bunch of the guys who made the All-Star team in the West.
What do you say? And I agree with you, of course, but I think the logic must have been they started 6-21. They're still 3 games under 500, and he's missed 13 games so far this season. I don't think Denny Avdia has missed that many, even though his team record is similar. Like, is there some understanding there, or is it just, hey, Kawhi's been the best player maybe in the league the last 6 weeks, and that guy has to be in?
That's how I would view it. I mean, I think the Clippers' slow start hurt them. I think Kawhi missing games hurt them, but like missing 13 is not astronomical. Like, I think LeBron has missed more than that. I'm pretty sure he has. I've not done fact check me on that, but
they're not 10th in the West either. My point, I guess, is like you can't start 6-21. Like, unfortunately there are consequences for that, and this happens to be one of them, I guess, with how the coaches saw it. At least that's the only logic or rationale I could come up with, because Kawhi's been so good.
That is a case, and I think it's a fair case. the counter against that would be Pascal Siakam made it in the East on the Pacers.
But he's competing with guys in the East, and we know it's not as good, it's not as loaded with talent as the West.
Sure, but I'm just saying, like, if you're making that argument, it doesn't really hold water. Like, yes, you can argue, like, comparatively, you know, maybe they voted Pascal. But again, like, if you look at the East, there are guys who didn't make it from the East who are on much better teams than Pascal, who, again, I think is a totally worthy all-star. I don't really hold much truck in that argument, but, like, I don't think it holds much water. If anything, I hate to bring this name up on air here. I do wonder if the Pablo Torre thing had anything to do with it. Like, I don't know how much the coaches care about that, but like, you do wonder if that was in the back of their heads and whatever, even though it's literally at Intuit Dome, the All-Star game. I do wonder if that played a factor, because I just, the 6-21 thing, I get it, but the Clippers have been one of the best teams in the NBA for the past 6 weeks. Kawhi's just undoubtedly better than these guys. And like, it's not like he's like a first-time All-Star. Like, he's obviously a very proven player in the league who has made plenty of All-Star games before. So I think it's pretty baffling, but it is what it is. Like, at the end of the day, it's just an All-Star. It's not going to change Kawhi's legacy at all. I mean, he's a first-ballot All-Famer. It is what it is.
He's a top 75 player of all time. He's that good. And in some ways, you could argue he's having his best offensive season with the way he's getting buckets now, off the bounce three-pointers, sidestep threes. It's like he's taken some of that game from James Harden and has integrated it into his own. What do you think of LeBron James getting the token nod? I mean, we all kind of felt like he's going to get it, because you can at least make the argument, I guess, that's consistent with all-star games, legacy guys getting in that maybe were undeserving. But that's another guy that obviously in Los Angeles that made it ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, it's LeBron James, right? And this could be his last season. Like, it probably won't be. I would guess he plays at least next year, but like, it could be. There's a possibility he retires, and I just think the NBA, how much influence they have on how coaches vote, I don't know. But I think the NBA wanted LeBron, and even though it's not at, crypto, the All-Star game is still going to be in LA, and I think they probably really wanted LeBron to be there and partake. I get it. I think objectively on the merits as basketball players, it's silly, but like, I get wanting LeBron to be there. But to me, it's like Adam Silver could have just done the thing he did a few years ago. I think he might have done it multiple times where he made like honorary All-Stars. I think it was for like Mike Conley. He did it for Dirk and Dwayne Wade. Like, he's done it before. He could have done it this year and been like, coaches vote for whoever you want. We are just going to put in LeBron as kind of this honorary All-Star. And, they would have figured a way around it without the balanced rosters or whatever. But I get it. It's not fully objective to me, but like, and it's LeBron. I can't complain that much.
And it is, to be clear, the coaches who vote on the reserves. Yeah. Now, it's still, I believe, situated where you have, 3 guys in the front court and 2 guys in the back court. How they vote, that's still a thing, right, Big Shot?
I believe, yes, I believe that is the case. It's like 2, 3, and then 2 wild cards is, I believe, how the voting goes. There are, of course, injury replacements, and not to hope that anybody gets injured. I would imagine if anybody can't make it, Kawhi, it would be hard for me to believe he's not the first guy tapped to play.
Do you think Şengün could have an opportunity of making it in over him if it's a big man loss, though, in the front court,
It's possible. It's possible. And Şengün is probably the other most notable guy. And I mean, the Rockets have been very good. Şengün is very good. I think Rockets fans have some reason to be upset he didn't make it. But Kawhi is just better than Şengün to me, and he's played enough games that I don't really buy the games played argument. But yeah, it could be, maybe somebody gets injured and Şengün gets put in if it's like, a big man like Jokic doesn't play or Wemby or whoever. So yeah, it's possible, but I don't think Kawhi probably cares that much about it. But I think fans have a right to be a little salty about it.
Yeah, be sure nice to have some representative at the Clippers' first home arena, true home All-Star game here. I thought it was going to happen. I actually did think he was going to miss out when I saw the 5 starters and I looked at how many guys were deserving of a reserve spot. And I just feel like the coaches, they hold the overall record against them probably a little bit too much than just looking at the individual play, especially the two-way play of Kawhi over the last 6 weeks. And in talking about that, I'm not saying you have another tweet out there you need to eat, Robert, but did you ever think Kawhi would be playing this well again?
I was a little skeptical. I thought he'd be probably pretty good again. Like, I think he's shown as recently as last year. I mean, down the stretch of last year, of course, he was very good. He wasn't at this level, but he was still very, very good. And so I didn't think it was impossible. But I did think it was a little unlikely he'd get to this level again. Like, I don't think it's the best season in his career, because I do think even though this is probably the best offensive season, his defense is a ways below where it was more in his prime. But I mean, this is his best regular season since like probably his second year on the Clippers, which is like 4 years ago now. And, if he was in a different part of his career, then he was more kind of in his prime. So yeah, I'm surprised he's still this good. I mean, I thought he could get to like all-star caliber, but I mean, his play so far has been all NBA caliber. And I did not really think he'd get there for a full regular season. So yeah, I've definitely been a little surprised by that.
What do you think the Clippers need to key in on come Thursday at the trade deadline? What's the biggest positional need in your mind?
It's tough. I think most fans want a scorer, playmaker off the bench. The name that I hear most frequently is Colin Sexton. It makes some sense. They've been ball handling and scoring deprived especially when James Harden is not on the court. They could use that injection. My thinking is, Kobe Sanders and Jordan Miller have both been quite good. They're young. The Clippers really need to keep their young guys in the rotation. This is a team that I think, as good as they've been, is still not like truly a title contender. And to that instance, I would rather keep playing the young guys, and I do worry about trading for like a guard, disrupting some of those minutes and reps for them. To me, quite frankly, even though he's been fine over the past few weeks, it's kind of crazy to see this. I think they should try to get an upgraded backup center over Brook Lopez, who to me his defense has been okay, but he just really offers nothing on offense except for the occasional 3-pointer. And I think the Clippers could really use somebody with like more energy and physicality there. That's if they have to make an upgrade, that would be who I'd target. But look, I don't know if I would really make many moves at all this deadline, just because unless they can land somebody like really good and really unexpected, I don't think any of these guys are going to make that much of a difference. And it's just hard for me to see them really winning like multiple rounds in the playoffs this year compared to last year. But who knows? The Clippers are always thinking about going in and making deep playoff runs. But I would probably say backup center for me.
What do you think their realistic ceiling is? How high up can they get seeding wise for them to have a better chance of making a run?
I think that realistically, I think like 7 is the maximum they can get. Like the Warriors are definitely in sight. They're an 8. I think that's the most realistic, but I think there's a chance that like the Lakers or Rockets or one of the other teams like significantly above them could fall. It would require the Clippers continuing to play at the current level and one of those teams collapsing. So like, I don't think it's likely, but I think it's within the realm of possibility. So I'd say 7. I think passing 2 of those teams is just not going to happen. So to me, the highest realistic is 7. To me, like a pretty reasonable goal would be 8th, just past the Blazers, past the Warriors. You're still in the top half of the play-in. You have 2 games to win to make the playoffs proper. So to me, that's a pretty realistic goal, but I think 7th is possible.
He is Robert Flom from 213 Hoops. Listen to him on the Lob, the Jam, the podcast with Dr. Shapp and Lucas Hand. Don't call him Han. Follow him at Rich Homie Flom on X. Big shot, Bob Flom. We love you. You're a Clippers legend forever after what happened this week. I hope everything came out all right. We appreciate you. Thanks for doing this here on Clippers Countdown.
Absolutely, Adam. Thank you.
Coming up next, as we get set for the Clippers in Phoenix, taking on the Suns. Tip-off 16 minutes away. We'll get you to drive around the league. We're really trying to find any way to make sure to get Kawhi into the All-Star game. I still feel like it's going to happen somehow. I don't want anyone to get hurt, though. Some type of exemption. Come on, Adam Silver. We change the rules all the time. I mean, they're playing like 4 different games, mini games again now at the All-Star game. Why can't we adjust the rosters too? This is Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Moslin. You're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Let's go action.
and my suits are style, but it's alright if my clothes aren't new. Because my
Clippers
heart
and
is
Phoenix
true.
taking on the Suns. Tip off 13 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, back to Carlo Jimenez momentarily here. But first, let's get you your drive around the league, brought to you by Toyota. It's the Here and Now sales event at your Toyota dealer. The clock is ticking. Do not wait to grab a great deal on a new Toyota. We make it easy. Earlier today in the books in Boston, it was a big victory by the Celtics over the Bucks, 107-79. Jaylen Brown, he's an all-star. 30 points, 13 rebounds in the victory, deservedly so. He dropped 50 on the Clippers. He's having an outstanding year. Right now, late third quarter in D.C., Wizards lead the Kings 84-78. Former King Marvin Bagley with 15 points in that one. Zach LaVine with 29, but they trail by 6 with 46 seconds left in the third quarter. Kings down to the Wizards. In Toronto, with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, Raptors up on the Jazz 83-78. RJ Barrett with 17 points. Markkanen was 21 and 8 for Utah. Enter the third quarter in Miami. Heat up 100-62 on the Chicago Bulls. Bam Adebayo with 20 and 9, and there's still a quarter to play there, although he's probably not playing anymore since they're probably waving the white flag with the Chicago Bulls down by 38. Kobe White was 16 points for Chicago. No reason to bring that up. Another blowout in Detroit. Pistons, as the kids would say, mollywhopping the Brooklyn Nets 96-51. Kate Cunningham up 8, has 18, 12, and 4 steals. Detroit's about to improve to 36-12 on the season, and I can. And as from Phoenix, as we get set for the Clippers taking on the Suns, I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers and Suns from Phoenix. Tip-off 10 minutes away. Coming up, we'll get your keys to victory. But first, back out to Phoenix and back to your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, like the interview earlier with Dante Jones, expressing his displeasure with Kawhi Leonard not making the All-Star game as well. You know what? Just because of that, I had to make Kawhi my player to watch in this ball game because he may have a little something of a revenge factor or a chip on his shoulder. We know Kawhi doesn't hear the media very often, but he probably did find out that he is not making the All-Star team. So Kawhi Leonard, Officially, write it down, Joey Kimball. My player to watch tonight in Phoenix. Who you got, Carlo?
You know, Adam, usually I would give you heat for that, but I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even mad about it. That's a good player to watch pick. I like that. I think the Clippers, to be successful tonight, they need Kawhi Leonard to play well, but with no James Harden, you have to have the interior presence of Vitsa Zubac, and I think you need a big game from Big Zoo. He's had big games here in Phoenix for the Clippers. I would expect him to have another one. I feel like for the Clippers, you know, you're going against the double big man line or double big man group of Mark Williams and then backing him up, Nick Richards. You feel like Ivica Zubac could be able to be excellent at the center position. We'll see if that happens today.
How's the Suns team been able to get by even with some significant injuries this season?
They play hard, Adam. They play extremely hard. They play connected brand of basketball. And similar to the Clippers last year, Adam, they thrive and often survive off points off turnovers. They are second in the NBA to the Oklahoma City Thunder in the percentage of points off of turnovers. And they're third in the NBA in total points off turnovers, getting 21 a night. So if the Clippers want to win this game, you just can't give Phoenix easy buckets. That is all they do. I mentioned it earlier, but since December 20th, Adam, the Clippers are 16-4. The Phoenix Suns are 15-6. These are the two best teams in the NBA since pretty much 5 days before Christmas. So it's going to be a tough test for the Clippers today without James Harden. The Phoenix Suns, who just won 36 games last year, 30-19 this year, and they play an extremely tough, hard brand of basketball. They were fourth to last in defensive rating last year. They are fifth in defensive rating this year.
Bogdan Bogdanovic has returned for this team just in time without James Harden in this ball game. A sight for sore eyes to have a little bit more help at the guard position, Carlo.
Yeah, it's going to be big for the Clippers, especially when you consider a ball handler, somebody who can navigate the pick and roll, initiate the offense. That was something the Clippers loved from Bogey a season ago, his ability to be that extra ball handler, especially with James Harden on the floor, able to take some pressure off of him. So now can Bogey be the main ball handler, something that is not talked about enough is how about this is his role on the Serbian national team, a team that looked like they were going to take down the Avengers in the Olympics a couple of summers ago. So Bogey is very comfortable being able to be that point guard, that navigator. I think for the Clippers, the question is going to be how healthy is he and how many minutes can he play? This is a guy who hasn't played at him since December 26th at Portland when he aggravated that hip injury. So the Clippers are going to need every minute they can get out of Bogey. I'm just not sure how many minutes they can get out of him tonight.
Carlo Jimenez on the call. Clippers in Phoenix taking on the Suns. Tip-off 6 minutes away. Coming up next, your keys to victory right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
Scared to talk about me. Killers talking about me. It ain't no talk.
My favorite. Can we play this? I'm sorry, Pup. Clippers in Phoenix taking on the Suns. Tip-off is just about 6 minutes away. Coming up, Carlo Jimenez on the call. But quickly, your keys to victory right now. This Clippers team is in a bit of a Mortal Kombat-like mirror match. These Phoenix Suns, the comp to them is how the Clippers played last season, above their heads a little bit because they played such great defense. The Suns on the season are the 5th best defensive team in the league. They got gritty. They got tougher. We haven't said that about the Phoenix Suns in a long time. Dylan the Villain is a hero for them. He has been big in just changing the culture there and having this tough-minded team. So the Clippers have to match that early on and hopefully knock down some good looks from the outside, which has escaped them a little bit as of late. Clippers are due for a hot shooting game in Phoenix. Tip-off moments away. Carlo Jimenez on the call. Coming up next, it's the Clippers and Suns right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.
All my life, been grinding all my life.